Hello, one and all. It's my review of The Promised Neverland, Chapter 167, This Way, Demons, which is just such an utterly perfect title for how the kids just completely ran circles around the demons this chapter. I mean, seriously. But before I get into any of that, I just want to apologize. The video is so late. I mean, seriously, according to the Viz app, the next chapter comes out in 23 hours. So, yeah, really freaking late. I've just been so under the weather the last couple days, even ended up in the ER, and feeling a bit better today, and hopefully I can get through this video without passing out. So, let's do this! Woo! Woo! Anyway, so not only have Emma and the rest of them barricaded themselves inside the room, but they also blew up the freaking bridge! Which just makes so much sense, given that the 2,000 Imperial soldiers are on the other side of that bridge. I mean, sure, they could make a new one at some point, but that's going to take a very long time. So Emma's just basically taking the entire army that she had overcome out of the equation, and I absolutely love that. I do just love watching good old Petey try to figure out exactly what it is they're planning. I mean, first thought was like, what, food and water? They can't stay in there forever. Like, his first thought was literally, oh, they're going to stay in there for the whole rest of their lives. I wonder what they're going to do about food and water. And his thoughts change quite dramatically. He actually looks a little afraid when he says this. Do they intend to kill all of us here in the base? That's a pretty drastic change right there. And that's definitely not what they're planning. It should be very obvious to you that very few of your demons have actually been killed while the kids have been running around. So their plan isn't just straight up, let's kill everyone. And even if they do, what are they going to do about the freaking 2,000 soldiers outside? Yeah, the bridge was broken between the sides, but this is an army 2,000 strong. Sooner or later, they're going to make a new bridge. And finally realizes they must have another plan to escape, another way of doing it. And he seems to come to a realization here, which is a little bit concerning. I mean, there is an elevator to the human world in Gracefield. We know that. We don't exactly know how the elevator works. But if that is their ultimate goal, he might just go straight for the elevator instead of, just sitting around waiting to be captured. And I just do love seeing the demon's perspective on here. It's really interesting. I'll never forget the humiliation they brought upon us when they escaped 2 years ago. We are the highest grade farm. We are Gracefield. I won't let them escape this time. The livestock won't do as they please. Because, yeah, that's not something I really gave much thought, but they must have been really freaking ticked off when all the kids escaped. I mean, as much honor as you can have when you're growing children to be eaten, was definitely damaged when they lost that many kids. Plus, if I remember correctly, Sonja went out and murdered a whole bunch of the people that were chasing after Emma and Ray, so they're probably not happy about that either. And then we get probably the most impossible scene in this entire chapter, series maybe. Emma leaps over this 6-foot-tall demon and lands behind him. Yeah, that's insane. And how is she leaping over this giant demon? I mean, I kind of get, she was running up his arm, but that's straight up ninja move right there. That's something you see in Naruto, not Promised Neverland. That just really weirded me out right there. These aren't dumb demons. They aren't going to just let themselves be run in circles. And the one next to him then goes on to use his own hands to block the bullets so they can't shoot out his mask. That was actually a smart technique to use, and probably something you've been trained to do. I'm assuming you guards retained some form of training before you were put in charge of the most important farm in basically your entire world. And once again, though, they don't actually go to kill the demons. They just shoot them up a bit, so they hurt them, so they have to regenerate. And then they run away. And then more guards are called, and it looks like they've been backed into a corner. And then finally, Vincent shows up. I assumed his plan would involve something along the lines of hacking into the control room, and I was exactly right, which I like. So now they have full control of the complete operating system, and all the cameras set up, which I just absolutely love. They're basically in complete control right now. And now we have basically just a giant game of tag. Honestly reminds me of just, how they originally started their training way back in the first arc. And this is basically the same thing, leading the demons around, outrunning them, outmaneuvering them, all to get them into a trap. And I do love that Aisha comes in and saves Dawn and Gilda. I freaking love her, and I'm so glad none of her dogs have been killed so far. Just knock wood. I mean, seriously, she had 3 dogs when she was first introduced. She has 3 dogs now. I really hope that stays to the end of the series. Really hoping. Also, Emma's whole promise thing said that all of the farm children would go to the human world. Not sure if that's going to include her dogs. Really hope it does. That might be further proof that they'll end up going to the elevator instead to bring themselves to the other side, and that's what's going to be the trigger to cause all the rest of them to come over. Not sure about that, we'll see. And then Vincent finds Petey in drawing room on B1, and quite frankly, I really don't think that's Petey. I mean, here his back is turned, and when we see him again in the final page, his back is turned. I think that's his body double or someone else who is essentially there to be bait to lead all the kids to him. I mean, he'd obviously know where the security camera was, and he'd obviously know they hacked the control room. So it wouldn't be that hard just to find someone who looks reasonably like him, have him stand in front of the camera with his back turned, and then go set a trap for the rest of the kids. I could definitely see him doing that. Anyway, then trap all comes together. All the demons end up in one single room with all the doors closed. And these kids just have the most badass looks on their faces as they throw the sleeping gas into the room and walk away. I mean, seriously, that was awesome. So yeah, they basically not only neutralized the entire freaking army, but about 90% of the guards. So good on them. And really though, the demons weren't doing themselves any favors when they called in literally all the other guards from all the other floors. I mean, I count at least 16 demons in this room that I can see. There might be more behind them. And if I remember correctly, Ray said there were 30 to 40 demons working the farms. So that's arguably at least half the demons have been completely neutralized. And we still have the human employees, the moms and sisters, who I am hoping take up some sort of role here. And I'd like to see any traitors if the kids are like, hey, we found a way to escape where we can go back to the human world. I could definitely see them switching sides, especially if Grandma, good old Isabella, switches sides. Seriously, we still have not had a Isabella moment. We saw her reunite with Emma and Ray last chapter, but it was just very brief through pane of glass. They didn't say anything. I want to see Isabella do something cool, do something crazy, do either betray the kids, outwit the kids, or betray Petey, outwit Petey, something. Come on, Isabella, you were the first big bad of the series. You were terrifying. You were amazing. Let's see that again. Yeah. So I guess I won't have to wait long to see if she ends up doing that next chapter, since that comes out in like 20 hours. But let me know think down below. What'd you think of them just completely manipulating demons like this, playing game of tag, and just giving the demons the complete runaround? I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I am hoping there's more to this, though. I'm hoping this is like their big finish, was them just running the demons around, hoping there's more strategy and back and forth, betraying and outwitting and outsmarting, because that's really what made this series so amazing. I mean, oh my freaking god. I will never forget the moment where Ray turned to Emma and said, "You haven't really given up, have you?" And she just had that creepiest smile on her face. I love that. And that was just such an absolutely amazing moment, and it just kept getting better after that with Ray's suicide and just everything else. So I'm hoping we get another moment like that. I guess it'd be a little harder because we're expecting it now, but either way, really excited to see what happens next. Let me think about all down below. Be sure to like subscribe to the next video, which hopefully will be up Saturday. We'll see about that. But until then,
Peace.